Welcome back guys, this is Shrikant. Today in this video we are going to talk about the interview question. In this video we are going to understand the real query problem. How to write a query when we'll have a proper schema, when we'll have a proper ER diagram. So be ready for that and let's start. So here let's try to understand. I'm going to show you schema here. Let's try to understand. Repeat the below schema. So this is the schema they have given. One table is called as a department. So the department table has three columns. The first column is called as the department ID, which is a basically primary key. The department name having the varchar of 30. Then department block number. These are basically these three columns which are related to that one table. So department ID, department name, and the department block number. Fine. Another table we have, and this is a student table, and in the student table we have four columns. The first column is basically the student ID number, then student name, then address, then city, right? And important thing to understand, this basically the student ID is basically the primary key for the student table. Okay, let's try to understand the structure for this. So student name, student ID, address, city, and the department ID. So this department ID basically the FK means a foreign key. So this is foreign key, right? And this foreign key is from which table? So it is showing me from the department table. So what I understood from this two table, that there is a one master table called as a department, another table is called as a student, and the student table is having the student information along with the department ID, and the department ID is basically the foreign key from another table, right? You can see this relationship shows the foreign key. Okay, let's move ahead. Let's try to understand the another table called as staff. So for the staff table we have a three column. The first column is called as the staff ID, which is basically the primary key for that table. Then the staff name, which is the normal non-key column. Then department ID, which is a foreign key. You can see the relationship between the staff and the department by looking at the relationship. This is the foreign key. So department ID, which is from the department table, is the foreign key for the staff, and the department ID of the department table is the primary key. So primary key, foreign key. Okay, now we understood the schema, right? So we understood there is a one entity called as a student, another entity called as a staff, and both the entity are interlinked with the table called as a department. Okay, next, there is another table called as a subject. Let's try to understand the subject. Subject is having some relationship between the staff. Okay, let's try to understand the different column and try to understand the meaning. So so subject ID is a primary key for the subject table. Fine. Then subject name, then subject code, right? Then staff ID. So each subject is belong to each staff. So this staff ID, which is basically the primary key for the staff table, and the same staff ID is a foreign key for the subject. So every subject is linked to every staff, right? So this is a kind of relationship they have. Next there is a one more table called as a mark. Now let's try to understand. The mark is having some value or the number. It doesn't have any primary key. That's fine. It's not mandatory because we are just keeping it for the transactional data. So let's try to understand the mark table. So mark shows like value. First column is value, which would be the number or integer, anything. Then subject ID, right, which is a primary key and the foreign key. Then student ID, number, primary key, and the foreign key. So basically it is telling us that this is the composite key for the mark table. Okay, so subject ID, which belongs to which table? The subject table, which is the foreign key. So foreign key is copied from the subject table, that is a subject ID. Another one is called as a student ID. So student ID is again the foreign key from the student table. So based on those data, this is a composite. So if you see 2pk, it means that this two column has been used to differentiate the primary keys. That's why we have written here pk. Okay, so student ID and the subject ID are the primary key from the different table, and these are the foreign key for this one. Okay, and this is the composite key. Now this is what actually the structure which I understood. I can see there is the table called as a department, which is the master table, and then there are two more child table called as a student and the staff. So student and staff are interlinked with the department ID, that is fine. Then we are moving ahead with the subject. So subject is our table which is for what? Staff. So the primary key of a staff table is linked to the subject table by the relation called as a foreign key, that is fine. And all these relations are designed to make what? Are these relations are to design to store the data for the marks. So I can say for a specific subject, specific subject, right, and for a specific student. So every student is basically linked to a subject, right? So this to every student and a subject has some relationship. This is kind of a relationship. I could say this is a college management system. I can say this is a CMS. So this is quite simple, right? And imagine these are the block and these are the ER diagram for the entire structure. And imagine we are having the data in different table, and how we can write the query without inserting data into the table. Just try to understand what actually the requirement is. Now the requirement is I want to write a query to display the names of the department in the college ordered in ascending order. See, by looking the ER diagram, we might see, oh, I would get a very difficult problem. But sometimes the problem looks quite difficult. But actual solution would be very easy. So what actually the query it is asking? It is asking write a query to display the name of department. So it simply want to see the department name, okay, in the college, okay, order in ascending order. Simply they want to see the different department names, right? So how we would write the query? We simply use the department table in a from clause, and in the select we will use the department name, right? And in the group by we need to use the department name. So or simply we can say select department name from the department ID, right? Order by ascending order. So you simply say order by ascending order. So if I want to write the query for this, how could I do that? Okay, I need to use the department table, right? Then there are multiple ways to write a same query. So I could write like this. I would say I need to use the table called as a department, and from the department table I need to use a column called as a department name, and this is a raw data because basically the department ID is unique, so there is no need to worry about the duplicacy, and I can simply say this is the query, right? There are multiple way to write the same query if we are not sure the department table will have the unique value or not. So I'm going to show you the multiple way to write the same query. So let's try to understand the first problem. I hope you understood the problem. This is the ER diagram, or this is the schema, and the requirement is write a query to display. Basically, my intention is to show you when we have all the SQL knowledge, and the next step is to how to apply that SQL knowledge into the real-time programming, right? How to convert these normal English statement to a SQL query. Those things we are going to cover. So just try to understand the way. Same query can be written multiple ways. So I'm going to show you different way to write a query. But before that, I'm trying to show you how to understand this statement. So this statement says write a query, fine, to display the name of the department, right? That's fine. So in the college order in ascending. Now the first thing the come into my mind, my requirement is I want to display the name of a department. Okay, first where I need to focus first? I need to focus on first department, and I need to focus on another thing is here the column which I need. Basically I need the name of department. So name of department is department name, right? This is the column from the department table. Any more condition have they asked? No, they are simply saying I want to see the department name, but it should be this ascending order, right? This is what the requirement is. So just go back again, write a query to display the name of the department. So I know all the list of department is present in the department table. That's fine. So I need to use the from clause for the department. Then Then what they ask us, they ask us to display the name of the department. So for the showing the name of the department, I have the column called as the department name, which I need to use. Okay, and department in the college, right? This is just for information. Order in ascending order. So I want to see that data in a ascending order. That is what my requirement is. So for showing the data in ascending order, I need to use the ascending syntax, right? So I need to basically use order by. Okay, I'm going to tell you here the default order for the order by is ascending, right? This is very important. So if you write here ASC, it will always give the same result like ascending. If you don't write ASC or the ascending, right, you will also get the same result, because the default order for showing the data in a order is ascending. But if you want to show data in a descending order, then you need to use a keyword called as a disk, and which you need to use in order by, right? So this is the query, one simple query. I think the best thing would be we can create the table, right? So let's create the table for our understanding. Create table department. So by looking the ER diagram, we can always create the tables, right? So this table is having 3 columns. The first column is called as a department ID. So how would I write like this? I would say department underscore ID, and the data type for this is in, and which is basically the primary key. So I would write like this, primary key, fine. Then the next column is department name, and which is having data type what, which is having data type varchar of 30, varchar of 30, right, like this. Okay, and the third column, which is in the ER diagram for this table, is department underscore block underscore number. Let's write it, department underscore block underscore number. Okay, so data type for this table is, for this column is number. Number means int. So it's not required that you would always see the exact wording for the data type. Sometimes you need to use your own mind. So this is a schema for the department table, right? By looking at this schema of this ER diagram, I could say this is the way I can write the table. Okay, let's create it. Let's select this script and create it. Now let's insert some data. Insert into department table. Write proper statement. Take all the column. Don't use shortcut as we are learning here. So this is the syntax. Then you need to use the select. So first ID is 1, department number is A, and the block number is 1. Okay, so this is the one way we can insert, right? If we want to insert a multiple statement, we need to use the union here. We would write like this. I want to insert data for the second department. Name for the department I would say B, and the block is something like 2. That's fine. Next, insert third record, so make it as a C and pass 3. So simply select and just insert. We would see the 3 record has been loaded, and how we can check it? We can check like this. Simply write select star from this table. Just run the query. I would see here 3 record, 1 2 3 A B C, 1 2 3 block, right? Fine. So let's go back to our query and let's try to understand. See, idea behind this video is to tell you how to convert the English statement into the SQL. That is our requirement. So let's try to understand. Right, to display the names of the department in the college. Okay, so department is basically present in the college, so you don't need to worry about in the college statement. So what exactly they are required, they are asking, just display the name of the department. So just make some point. name of department. What did you understand from this? Name of department. Next thing, order in ascending order. Order should be in ascending. Of what? They haven't given in condition. No, it means that this display name. This is basically department name. First time it could be so quite difficult, but more the problem will solve, will more understand problem. So write a query to display the name of the department in the college ordered in ascending order, right? So it simply says me I need to take a table where we have a data. We have a data in which table? We have a data in department table. Then it is asking display the name of a column. So for displaying the name of the column, we need to go to the select, and the name of the column is present in our table, and the name for that column is called as the department ID. Just simply just take it and write it here. So when I'll run this query, what will I get? Let's try to understand. I will get a single column, all the values will be A, B, C, okay, but is it satisfying my requirement? No, because half of the requirement has been satisfied, name of the department, but the second requirement is order should be in ascending, right, for the department name. So we'll use order by. What they ask us, they ask us the ascending order. So there are multiple way. So we can use the same column like this here. Just copy here and just say ASC. We'll always get the data in ascending order. This is the first way. Another way is you don't need to use the ASC. It will by default take the data in a ascending order, right? This is another way. Or third way is if you say simply here the number of the column, say let's say 1, you will always get the data in a sorted order based on the sequence of a column. So this is another way. Another way, for example, you are not sure the data is not unique basically. So what will you do? You'll go this column, you query, and you'll simply do a group by. So if I run this query, I will always get the unique data, right? And I need to use the order by. I would say order by department name, ascending. This is one way. Sometime also you are not sure data would be unique or not, so you can simply say distinct and then remove this department and come here and see. By using a distinct also you can do that. By using the group by also you can get unique data, and by simply using the order by also, or by simply basically using a single column name also you can get the unique data if it is a master table or primary key table. So basically these are multiple ways we can write the same query, right? So don't worry if someone has written your query in different way, that doesn't matter. The matter is what? The matter is this. Matter is output. What is your problem and what is your requirement, what is your answer should be matched to everyone. If they ask you to get free record, and you should always get free record by anyway, so you can write any type of query, but your answer should be unique. So hope you understood our problem, right, with schema and solution. My intention for this video to tell you that how we can write a query by reading the English statements. So this is a business requirement or the business one. So if you will go for any interview or if you'll go for any practical exam, sometime they give you some such kind of ER diagram and they ask you some query to write like this. So hope you understood and like our video. If you like our video, please don't forget to share and subscribe with your friend community. That will help us to know that you are loving our video, and also it will reach to the people. More people, they will help and they will get knowledge from this video. And thanks for watching our first video regarding the business requirement. I'm going to upload a second video which will again discuss some more problem. and hope you like our video. Thanks for watching. Have a great day ahead.